Hey guys, Trietch here with Rock Slide. Today I'm going to tie in my Peep sight and I'm going to show you how I do that. But first, I wanted to show you how, if you don't know the distance from your arrow shaft to the center of your Peep, how to figure out where the Peep goes. And I'll also show you how to figure out how to really properly measure to where your Peep goes. It's not a simple measurement from your nocking point to the Peep. It's a measurement from the center of your arrow shaft to the center of your Peep at full draw. And once you know that, that really doesn't change all that much, if at all. The distance from your nocking point to your Peep will change probably from every bow to bow. Longer axle bows, shorter axle bows will be completely different because of the string angle. And I'll show you that in a few minutes on the drawboard. But if you don't know what that number is, what I would recommend doing is getting your sight on here. I don't have mine on because I've been blank feeling in the basement, and that's a whole other story. So what I would recommend, get your sight on and start shooting and kind of getting your sight zeroed in, close range, at least 10, 20, 30 yards before you put your Peep on there. And the reason for that is you want that Peep house or the sight housing to be kind of in its, if it's a slider, that's a whole different story. But if it's a fixed location housing, you want it to kind of be where it's going to be, where it's going to live. You don't want to get your Peep in here and set it off from the sight housing if all of a sudden you realize, oh crap, I've got to do the whole gang adjustment and move it up 1/4 of an inch. So my pin's going to stay centered in that housing, in that circle. You want to get that done first. So it doesn't have to be tuned, doesn't have to be perfectly on, just close with that sight housing so that you aren't going to be moving up and down a whole lot. So once it's on there, I tie a piece of string up here, and it's just a piece of serving. And what I'll do is I'll close my eyes with an arrow on, come to full draw, and when you get, really kind of get settled into your anchor where you're, your comfortable spot, your happy place where you're not manipulating your head with your eyes closed. What's gonna happen is you're not adjusting to kind of line things up, and you're not moving stuff around. You're going to your most comfortable spot that you're gonna hopefully repeat every time. When you open your eyes, you want this little knot you just tied on here, that little guy, to be in the center, looking from your eye through the center of that knot to the center of your sight housing. And then just, if it isn't, just don't release arrow. Let down, move it up or down until it is, and then once it's good, let down one last time, take a little magic marker and mark exactly where this knot's at, take it off, put the bow in a press, and that's where the center of your Peep will be. Okay, I'm back here and I've got the bow in the Last Chance Archery drawboard, and there's a safety catch on here, a little piece of paracord, just in case your loop ever goes. You do not want that dry firing. But we'll make sure that's on there. This is going to get noisy, so I'll get it back and then I'll continue talking. Okay, so that's full draw right there. The stops on the cam have just came in contact with the cables, and actually this is also the first time I've checked the timing on it, and they're both just kissing the cables at the same time, so that's a big plus. So here you go. Let's just say I have to wait to put this on until after the bow's at full draw because of the wall. Hopefully there's never a hole right there in the wall. Alright, so there is my arrow at full draw. Now, remember I told you before that you can't just simply measure up the string to where your Peep's at unless the bows are absolutely identical and you're moving from one bow to another. This string angle is going to be different on different length axle bows and different cam configurations. So the measurement you need, because your face isn't really changing, hopefully too much, is from the center of the arrow here to the center of the Peep here. So this is where you get the measurement. This is also a very important measurement for when you're making your sight tapes with with a program that makes sight tapes. So anyways, mine's like 4 9/16, 4 5/8. So this is just a matter of, and I'm probably gonna get in the way of the camera right now, but I just simply make just a little teeny amount of ink right there, so I know exactly where that's at. This isn't going to change that number on a different bow. If that string angle is, let's say this is a 28-inch axle bow, this is not, it's much longer, but then the angle of the string is going to be a lot more acute. I think that's the right word. School was a long time ago. And so what's going to happen is your peep's going to be way up here, because your string will be down further. The distance from the center of the peep though to the center of the arrow is going to be the same. So this is how you get it. So anyways, that is that. Once you know that measurement, unless you're going through a revamp of your anchor and you're changing your anchor point, or maybe a different release and it just sits on your face different, that should stay the same. So that's it. Next, I will show you guys how I tie in my peep. So what I like to do here is, and if you guys are wondering if my peep sight is squished because it looks oval, this is a peep sight that is made by Archery. The option 8 sight actually has an oval sight housing. So when I come to full draw, my oval sight housing and my oval peep perfectly center on each other, and it's they work together very well. Some guys don't like it. For me, it works great. So, anyways, I got about a 3-foot section, piece of the same serving material that I use for my knock points, and we're gonna carefully center that on here, and I start in the middle and I work my way out. So one of these strands is going to work its way down, just centering it up right now, so my tag ends are the same length approximately. That's pretty good. But anyways, I make a couple overhand knots, make sure and keep everything snug and tight. This might be kind of boring for a little bit. I could tell a joke right now, but most of my jokes are not. Well, I don't know if Rockside's YouTube page is kids safe or not, but I'm not gonna be the one to test it. Do one more overhand knot on the bottom right here. Alright, so now that I've got that, I want one of these tag ends to come down, and I'm going to wrap it around this and then serve it in right here, and I want one to come up and I'll serve it up there. But I also want to lock this in, and it's pretty easy to do so, because right now all I've got is a series of overhand knots, top, bottom, similar to how I did my my knock points. So if you can see this, I'm going to bring this one's the one we're going to come down, the black side right here. I'm going to push this up through here, and what's going to happen is I pull this down here, try to get this so you can see it. See if you can, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. That knot I kept tight by pulling this down. It went behind the string, and now this one's going to work down this way. We'll just put that down there. And it's locked in. That can't come out of there. I'll do the same thing here. This one we're going to push, come in the bottom. We went to the top last time. Try. Okay, there. So that guy is locked in there. This one's going to work its way down. This one's going to work its way up. Then it's just a matter of, you know, I've seen some guys just do this in like 3 wraps around. I've seen some guys do 10. Some guys do it solid. Probably somewhere in the middle. I don't like it. I don't want it solid. I don't want all that excess. But I also don't want a bunch of space in between them either. So So there we go, and now I'm going to make a couple of loops around here, and I'm going to do another knot to lock this in. It's not really a knot per se, but what it does is it keeps it from sliding down. The whole time trying to keep this stuff pretty snug. And now I'm going to start my knot. Just a simple little serving knot. Hell, I don't even know if that's what it's called. That's what I've always called it. You can cut yourself with this string if you pull too tight. So be careful. But hopefully you guys can see that pretty good right there. And I'll trim that up, fluff it up, burn it in a little bit. You see that coming from the bottom around the top and locking that in there between the string and the peep. It's not going to go anywhere. There's probably a dozen different ways to do this, and if this isn't how you do it, I'm definitely not saying your way's wrong. This is just how I've done it. I've never had one of these. Oh boy, never had one of these come loose. I've damaged my strings with going through brush. I've cut them with just last year I cut one of my yokes accidentally with a very sharp broadhead. Yeah, but I've never had one of these come loose. So again, a couple loops around here, and then I'm going to come in the bottom. That locks that in. And then so try to keep it as tight as you can, kind of pressure on everything as you're going, and it just makes for a nice cleaner knot when you're all done. All these little loops around my string are nice and tight. They're not sloppy. Nothing's gonna come undone on me here. I got a new blade since last time. You guys probably love that. I got lots of messages about how can you be a carpenter and have such a horrible blade. Fluff those up. That's it.